Hello everybody, my name is Dusty and welcome to my channel. Today we're on the third day of keeping the goldfish and the axolotls, and there is a lot I've been learning over the last couple of days. Whether it's their eating habits or the way they behave, there are things that I really didn't expect to happen that I never read about. Whether it's how my axolotls eat or how the goldfish behave or even their names, there's so much that I've been doing over the last couple of days, whether it's, oh god, water changes every day or literally standing inside or by a tank for a half hour to make sure everybody's eating. It's been an interesting time. For now, we're going to be doing the grand reveal of all of the fish and axolotls. I have this little tank here, and what I would like to do is take out the fish and put them in here so I can show you them and kind of explain what their personalities are like. All of the goldfish have their own personalities, which is why I think it's important that I'm going to distinguish them, and they're all kind of here for a reason. I got to pick them all out myself. If you watch the other video, you know that Lindsay let me pick out the ones I want, and there's reasons why I picked the goldfish I picked, so I kind of wanted to go through each goldfish and explain why I got them. So first up on the list are the two that I picked out that I really loved. Like, I saw them and I instantly had to have them. I started calling these two the twins because they are pretty much identical, and the reason I wanted two that were pretty identical is because I would really like to see them grow up and see how they differ from each other in the future. These two are white button-eye telescopes, or that's what, at least that's what Lindsay was telling me they were. They are really adorable. They're pretty much all white with giant black telescope eyes, and that's pretty much all they have on them. One of them does kind of have a dusting of black speckled in, but for the most part they are exactly identical other than size. There wasn't really a special characteristic that made these two stand out compared to the other one she had, but I just happened to scoop them out of the bunch. I originally was only going to get one of these guys, but when I saw that there was a lot of them left, I just knew I had to have two. I don't really have individual names for them. I've just been calling them the twins, and everyone seems to enjoy that name, so these are the twins. These next two that I pulled out are the only two Orandas I got. They are kind of just ones that I happened to see that I really thought their colorations were either really interesting or none at all, honestly. One of them kind of reminded me of a button eye, the ones I just showed you, completely white with black eyes, and the other one had kind of like a koi pattern to it. So these are the two Orandas that I got. I can't tell if you guys can see them clearly or not, but the one that has the koi pattern on it, his name is Leonard, and the other one is named Alfred. I didn't name these two. The names were kind of adopted by one of my residents, so these are the two Orandas. I can't really tell you much about their parents because I really don't know their parents and I really don't know how they're going to grow up, but I'm really excited to see at least the koi one grow up because I think it's going to have a beautiful pattern once it gets older. It also has kind of metallic scales to it, with a speckle of black mixed in with it, so I'm really excited to see these two grow up. If they turn out anything like my other Oranda that I got from Lindsay, the Cobalt, the blue Oranda, then they will be absolutely stunning. So these are those guys, and I'll grab the next one. This guy was one of Lindsay's summer babies. She had brought pretty much a lot of different mixes, the different spawns she had, and when I saw this guy in the tub, I don't think I've ever moved quicker to grab one. He is honestly my favorite one out of the ones I've got. There's another one that's coming up that is really stunning, really pretty, but something about this guy just really stands out to me, and I really love his coloration. So this guy is black and orange. He's a telescope butterfly, and his name is Nikon. The reason we did Nikon was because his eyes look like lenses, and lenses are in telescopes. So Nikon. He is really interesting looking. He has a great personality. He's one of the ones that, this one and the other one I'm about to show you, are the ones that really come up to the tank the most, want to have interactions with you. They are kind of like the leaders of the pack so far of the 6 I got. And there's a reason for it. He's absolutely huge, he's stunning, and I can't wait to see what he looks like inside of a pond. If you watched my video last week, you know that there was one goldfish in particular that Lindsay, or the Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin, had put off to the side for me. She has one goldfish in particular, bagged specially for me. She said that she wanted me to have it because she wants to be able to watch it grow up. She said she wanted me to have him because she wanted him to grow up in a place where she can see pictures and videos and things like that. There's a reason why she reserved him for me, and that's because he is a purplish metallic. She said she really didn't have any of these before, and that she would have kept him if she had the room for him, but she didn't, so she wanted me to have him. This guy is the purple metallic. He really is, he's also a telescope. To me, he stands out just because of his coloration. His personality is wonderful. He is an interesting fellow. I haven't really ever seen a color like him before, so I'm really excited to see him grow up and what he's going to look like. But I was thinking about naming him Webster, just because it can be named after Lindsay from the Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin. I'm just waiting for him to grow up a little bit more, and we'll see how he actually turns out. But for now, this is Webster, and we'll move on to the axolotls. But they are very finicky. I don't know if all axolotls are this way, because I've never had axolotls before, but these guys really don't eat quick. I use tweezers to hand feed them. I only hand feed them because they have sand substrate and I don't want them to ingest that. I have a variety of different pellets. They've been eating shrimp pellets, turtle pellets, salmon pellets, but I don't have a refrigerator or freezer, so I can't feed them worms. They have slowly become accustomed to eating with the tweezers. It just takes them a long time. I know that their eyesight isn't that great, but they spend an awful lot of time trying to identify whether or not they want to eat something. And I'm assuming that's just because they have never been hand-fed with tweezers before. Like I said, they are becoming accustomed to it, and I am really enjoying watching them swim around. I'm not used to an axolotl behavior. I have African clawed frogs, and they are very sporadic. Axolotls are not. The axolotls that I got, I have one golden, I think it's called, axolotl, and that was the most expensive axolotl, but it's really pretty. And honestly, that one has the better of the two personalities, and the other one I got was a wild type, and maybe it's just the size difference or how they were raised, their environmental factors, but the golden axolotl is by far the most interactive one. Let's go take a look at those guys. Originally, I was going to put them in a 10-gallon tank, but I figured why not just put them in the 20 right away. These guys are absolutely stunning and wonderful to watch. Like I said, I've never had axolotls before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but they are fairly interesting. Now, let me explain the setup they're in. On top, I have this light. Now, I know axolotls don't like a lot of light, but if I didn't have the light on here, I would not be able to see the wild type back there. So I wanted to make sure I could see them. I took off the big fluval light and put on this smaller 10-gallon one just so it's not as bright. Now you can see the algae buildup on that. It's a really bright light. So I moved the other bright light over there to those quarantine tanks, and I moved the small 10-gallon light over here. This light is not very powerful. I doubt they're even aware it's on half the time. At night, I can also switch it to blue, which helps me, again, make sure that they're okay throughout the night. I have a 40-gallon filter over in the corner because this used to be a goldfish tank. I understand, and from what I have read, axolotls are very messy, much like my African clawed frog, so I wanted to make sure they had enough filtration. In here you can see there's food pieces, and that's because I was attempting to feed them before I filmed, and they are, again, finicky eaters. In this tank I also have ghost shrimp. I put them in here in case the axolotls can catch them. They can be a snack for them. In this corner, that axolotl back there, who is standing very weird, his name is Lemon Drop. I thoroughly enjoy watching him. He's the golden one. He is really the most active of the two, which makes it really interesting to watch. Then, as you can see, ghost shrimp. This is Jerome, the wild type axolotl. He kind of sits over there by the filter. I don't know if he just likes the flow or he just wants to be away from Lemon Drop, but he likes sitting over there. He's an odd little axolotl. These are the tweezers I use to feed, and the reason I use these is because they're bright yellow. I want them to identify this with food. That's what I did over here with the frogs. Whenever I pull these out, they instantly recognize this as food and they start to attack the tweezers. That's what I want them to learn. I'm also going to be getting a clay pot to put in the bottom so they have a feeding dish, because some of the sinking pellets I have just absolutely crumble with the tweezers. Over here at the goldfish setup, it's relatively similar to the axolotl setup. No heater, obviously, because they are cold water. Same filter, same aerator. In fact, they're both hooked up to the same aerator in the back. They have the same lights. That test strip is not, I was doing a different video. That's not a thing. Don't worry about that. Different, bigger light, just a little bit of hiding space. They really like hiding, but more often than not, they're clumped together, swimming around. So I really don't know if this reveal lived up to your hopes and dreams. I really hope it does. I have been trying in the last video. A lot of you kind of commented on it, and I don't know if a lot of you actually noticed, but I had to put a lot more effort into putting that video together because I only made one video that week. That's generally the trend I want to take with this, is putting more editing time into the videos, more time filming, more time just making sure everything is okay before I put the video on. That's why I'm only going down to once a week. On top of that, my life decisions in real life, not in front of the camera, are kind of taking their toll on me as well, so I am slowly beginning to transition to a new life, so to speak. I got into the university I was trying to transfer to, and I am really excited because that means so many more opportunities, not only for this channel, but for me as well. If you guys really enjoyed seeing all these fish and axolotls, you're gonna hate when I tell you that I have already revealed all of these things on pretty much all of my social media. I've been updating those all throughout the week of pictures of the axolotls and pictures of the goldfish and all sorts of fun stuff, so if you check those out, you will be ahead of the game before the videos even come out. On top of that, if you want goldfish like mine, make sure you check out the link down below for Lindsay. She ships goldfish and she also has her own YouTube channel. If you check her out, she is more than willing to send you some goldfish just like mine. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all stick around. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.